All right, guys, this is Thursday night, March 15, 2018. This is Team Epic Journey, Passion Fire Empire, and NUGGET Nation's team call. I'm going to have the call recorded as always. I will post it onto my YouTube link, and then I will distribute it out to all of the teams. So tonight, you guys, I don't really have one topic. I kind of have multiple topics with golden nuggets, you guys. These are things that are going to help you in a lot of your overall aspects of what you need to do. So if you see me looking down, it's because I have a lot of notes, and I just want to make sure I'm giving you every single thing that you need possible, okay? So let me just get my stuff set up here. All right, guys. I think the first thing that is really important to talk about is your goals. Like, what are your top priorities and why? Okay, very, very, very important. Okay, first question, and sorry I keep looking down, but these are important. First question you want to ask to yourself are, what are your goals and why are you doing this, right? Because a lot of times, and as we tell our challengers too, right, and we see them drop off the radar and they haven't been in the group for a while and they haven't been participating. 9 times out of 10, something else is going on. It's not that they don't want to participate, it's because something else is going on. So in your business, you have to ask yourself the first question: what are my goals in this business and why am I doing it? Okay, so sit down with yourself and honestly take that time to connect spiritually, emotionally, physically, to why you're doing it. Because on the days that you're just so tired, and on the days where you're like, I can't invite another person, or I'll do this later, you have to remember why you're doing it, right? Like, we all have other jobs outside of this, right? Demetria is a stay-at-home mom and she does work the coaching business at home. But for the rest of us, we do have jobs, right? And Lindsay is a stay-at-home mom and is about to go out into the work field. So you're going to have a lot of moving pieces, right? Now you have to stay grounded into why you're doing this, right? So I'm a full-time hairstylist with part-time hours. So, and then we're also moms. So it's just really hard, and you have to just figure out navigation and giving yourself a break, right? Because if you give yourself a break and you just say, I know why I'm doing this. I've written down my why. I'm going to find the way, rather than saying, I'm just not going to do it today. Because here's how the coaching business works. It literally works like this, you guys. You're pumping a well, and in the beginning, you're not getting any water out of the well. But you're pumping, which means something is going to be coming up. But if you stop pumping, what happens? Nothing's going to even be able to get up, right? You have to consistently pump the well. That means breaking out the business activity tracker, you guys, and legit use it. It's right there in front of you. It's so simple. And it's funny because I was on a diamond leadership call Tuesday night, and I'm going to flip to this little thing real quick because I want to read this off to you because I think it's valuable. They were talking about like a funnel. Okay, so this is your funnel, and at the top of it, it says do your CRAP. Okay, and on that, it says, on the top, it says, show up and share your journey. And underneath that, it says, in caps, intentionally expand your network. And then underneath that, it's genuinely connect with people. And then underneath that, it's promote the coaching opportunity and invitations to your challenge groups, right? So for my coaches on this team call tonight, you guys know that I am running our open houses, I am running our coaching opportunities, and I'm doing the challenge group. So you guys really have, and this is me being kind of stern and kind of like, because I want you to succeed, there's no reason why you can't be inviting, because if everything else is covered for you, all you got to do is focus on that. And the best part about inviting you guys is you don't have to worry about whether somebody says yes or no. That's their deal, right? So take the stress off of you and just say, oh, I'm just asking them if they want to come to something. That's literally all you're doing. It's like, hey, do you want to go grab a cup of coffee with me? You're not shy to say that, right? Or it's like, hey, do you want to Do you want a glass of water? Are you thirsty? You look thirsty. You want some water? Oh, okay, I was just checking. It's not that big of a deal, right? So don't worry about that, okay? And if somebody comes back to you and says, I had a girl yesterday. She's following me on my fitness page. I sent her a message saying, thank you so much for following my fitness page. I hope you find it really valuable, inspirational, and motivational. How is your day going? She said back, well, it's going really good, but I just hope nobody sells me anything today. That was directly towards me. And I wrote her back, and actually I didn't write her back. I voice messaged her back and I said, hey, so-and-so. I was like, it's really cool to meet you. I wasn't sure if you were referring the selling thing to me or somebody else. But either way, I am really glad that you're part of my fitness page, and I really do hope that you do find value in it. And she went dead. So here's the thing. If she unfollows me, if she leaves me, guess what? Do yourself a favor. She's not part of your tribe. You don't want her anyways. How many of you have spent your lives as little kids trying to make somebody like you? Okay, how annoying is it? Guess what you get to do in this business? You don't have to try to make somebody buy a product. You don't have to make somebody get in shape. It's their job. It's their job. You're offering an opportunity. Hey, would you like to try this? It's really awesome. And the way you do that is so concentrating on your posting on Facebook. Get really good on posting. Follow coaches. Look at their pictures. Look how their lighting is. You might want to invest in a light, you guys, or a tripod stand. Those are tax write-offs. Make sure you're trying to capture some angles. I mean, it's really, you guys, what you're trying to do is you're trying to slow the scroll so somebody will stop and see that, okay? So with that said, under it says promote and invite. Then it says there's another funnel, and it says vital process. And it says get clients, right, which is to have them buy a challenge pack, get them results, convert them to coaches, and develop leaders. Here's the best part about that too, because we have new coaches on this call. Don't freak out about that, because guess what? You have me, you have Demetria, who have already been through the I'm the day one coach, okay? I already went through that university, right? So don't think that we haven't been part of the nerves and the what ifs and the I don't think I can do this, because guess what? We still do that, but with consistency, and that well starts to pump, you start to not be afraid, you start to be more confident, and all of a sudden, if you guys can just zero in on what this is truly doing for you, how could you sell something? You can't, because you're sincerely putting your heart out there. Vulnerability is the key to your success. And not only that, you get to heal yourself first. I can't tell you how many times I have told my dad's story 1,001 times. And in the beginning, oh my God, I was like, do I have to get back on anxiety pills, because this is really starting to get to me. I don't think I can do this. But what it was is that I'm still feeling things. It's not that I can't do it. It's just that I'm still feeling something. And this business opportunity is giving me a chance to let somebody know I've been through X, Y, and Z. Maybe you have too, and you're not alone, and I get to feel and heal a little bit more. That's just the core of this. But people don't get that. They think you're out just, you're selling, you're knocking on the door to buy cable, you know, and they're hounding you. Let them think that. And if you want to, you can call their bluff. Be like, hey, FYI, I'm not that crazy salesperson. That's like the most tackiest thing on the planet. I just come from the most sincere place. I've been through a whole heck of a lot, and I'm just here to help and serve. There's nothing wrong with that. And what happens is you start owning your stuff, you know? So how great is that? All right. So what you want to do, there's a couple of things that I think these are really valuable to hear this tonight, you guys. You need to make sure you're telling your story over and over and over and over and over again. If you're worried about, well, I already told that story like 1,000 times. Not everybody's on your Facebook feed every day. Not everybody's looking at Stacy Shiflett every day, or Cassandra, or Lindsay, or Demetria. So it's imperative that you're telling your story in breadcrumbing ways. Like, I can tell you about me and the loss of my dad and his tragic ending, and I can share it to you in 50,000 ways, right? So you have to get creative with it, but it's so cool because you get to really just, you guys, you get to heal. And you don't think of that seller's mentality. You think, oh my God, I remember that time when my dad and I went to Arby's in Lake Forest Mall, and we did $5 French fries and AMW root beer floats. And that was one of the first times he had a life lesson for me. And then I talk about that because can't you relate to going out with your parents and sneaking off to have a burger or fries and you had like a really cool moment, right? You can relate to that. That's what we want. And on the flip side is I get to relive that memory. That's one of my favorite memories that I have with my dad. We would literally sneak off. My mom would get pissed off. Where did you and your father go? And I'd be like, we went to Arby's or whatever it is. AMW root beer. Oh God, Stacey. But I loved it. We always snuck away and it was our special thing, you know. Share your truth and your branding. If you're trying to figure out what your brand is, your branding is just healing and helping others. That's all it is. So try to make all of this as simple as possible. To teach you guys something that I think is really resourceful are the 3 R's. And you need to be real, you need to be relatable, and you need to be resourceful. So that's real, relatable, resourceful. Don't hold things back in your business because somebody needs your identity. You know, somebody's not going to match with me as a match with Demetria or vice versa. So if Demetria and I are telling the same exact story, mine may not be true and they may not gravitate towards me, but hers is true. So they are going to gravitate towards her. Okay. So real, relatable, and resourceful. I had a coach sign up with me yesterday and she said to me, and literally you guys, this is how much work this business takes. I've been talking to her for a whole year. A whole year. It's not an overnight process. We are farmers. We are sprinkling the seeds. So if somebody says no, it means not yet. That's what no means. So you want to go for as many no's as you possibly can. You really want to go for the no's because it doesn't matter. You've put it into their mind, and as you see them watch you on Facebook and like you and follow you on Instagram, something's happening. So you have to love them, support them, be their friend, and just keep inviting to an opportunity, you know, once a month. But in the meantime, you just keep talking and you just keep sharing and you just keep being their friend because you're just being their friend. That's all you're doing. So I have, for me, something that I've learned in a training is 5 branding attributes. So you want to think of 5 things because sometimes a lot of us, we probably go, God, I don't know what the heck to post. Like, how many of you guys struggle with what you're going to post? Like what your content is going to be for the day? A little bit? Because Sandra's like, nah, I got this. I'm good on that post. Oh my God, I love you. Nah, I got that, Stace. It's all good. And speaking of that, I'm going to have to do my post. So it's interesting because if you narrow down, I'm just trying to post my thing, you guys. If you're narrowing down your 5 attributes, that can just keep it the whole time you're doing your business, you guys, right? So my 5 attributes are family, wellness. I don't want to say fitness. I like wellness. I love food. I like mindset and my beliefs that I believe in. And I put this other one down and I'm not sure. I'm going to change it a little bit. I do like fashion, but I don't know how much I like fashion. So that one might be up. That might be changing. But for now, I know that the 4 that I have are my strong points. And you want to stick to those topics. Stick to a family post. Stick to a wellness post. Stick to a foodie post. But don't copy that. Come up with your 5 attributes. So think about it tonight and ask the universe, what do I need? What are my 5 attributes? And maybe you'll discover it right before you close your eyes. Write it down. Get a pen and paper and write it down on your bedstand. Or get your cell phone out and write it out on your notes, because it's going to come to you. And if you visualize it and you see it, write that down. Write it down. Because if you guys have ever watched The Secret, like attracts like, okay? And visualization of what you want for this business, what you want to feel, how you want to grow, all of it. We all do personal development, you guys. Take that time to visualize and then write down what you see. Write it down, because it will bring it to life. I swear to you guys, listen, I visualized the other night. So I don't know when it's going to happen, but I literally visualized walking across a summit stage. I was standing next to Carl Deichler. My hair was beach wave curled. I had like reddish lipstick on, and I had like a black like romper suit outfit on. Like I could see it plain as day. And I wrote it down to the T. And I'm going to put it up on my vision board, because if I write it down and I see it, then I can make it happen. So I don't know when it's going to happen. And then, wait, you ready for this shit? I went to Harris Teeter today to do a little bit of a power hour. And there was a sign at Harris Teeter, and it was about this big. Of course, it was by the candy section, and it said Elite. I thought that was pretty freaking cool, because I was like, all right. Thank you, universe. You know what I mean? Like, the stuff talks to y'all. You guys are kind of spiritual gurus. There's a really cool book called Animals Speak. Oh my God. Right now, currently, I know we're getting kind of off track. There have been ladybugs all in my closet with clothes. Ladybugs. Do you know what they mean? Dude, it means in this book, it says, be patient, for what you want is in the works. That's what happened before I had my daughter, you guys. I saw ladybugs up my butt and around the corner, and then 3 months later, I had my daughter. I was pregnant. So this whole thing talks to you. So listen, talk, visualize it, write it down, put it out there, and write down what you see. Like, do you see going emerald this month? Do you see bringing home a $500 a week paycheck? Like, what do you see? Put it out there, because you can have it. We really can have it. The other things that I want to remind all of you guys are show up. I love it. Yes! Show up, speak up, and put in your freaking hard work, because ain't nothing come easy. Comes with grit, all right? And your courage, you guys, when you put that stuff out there on Facebook, it might inspire somebody, and it might enrage the crap out of somebody. But you show up anyways. Because really, let's be honest here. At the end, where do we all go? We all go to the same place. Some of them may go down. We're all going to go up. But the point is this. Does it really, because we're all going to go to the next phase, does it really matter what that person thinks? Does it really matter? It really doesn't. Like, ego. We got to kill the ego. That's what needs to die, the ego. Ego needs to go kaputty. So what I like to say is personal is universal. Definitely write that down. Personal is universal, because the more you get personal, the more it's universal. No one's going to, if I take a picture of me in my Shakeology cup and go, oh my God, have you heard of maca root? You're right. No one's going to care, right? But if you do a post and you're sitting next to like a big bag of sugar or something weird like that, and you go, God, I can remember the time when I was 2 points away from becoming a pre-diabetic or a type 2 diabetic. It was really scary for me. Has anybody ever experienced that? Question mark. And if people respond, there's your conversations for the day. Relatable. Oh my God. And you start that conversation. And guess what? you have something in common. It's not weird to talk. Icebreaker. That's what it is. Icebreakers. That's all they are. Icebreakers. These are some good lines, you guys, to spark curiosity in your post. I'm going to give you a couple of tips and ideas that really help you guys. I actually had a dead post today, which was awesome. I had one person like it, but I loved it because it taught me, number one, the timing was crappy. Number two, I didn't have a good catchphrase. So it is what it is. I will tell you guys, number one, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are your strongest times. You want to slam dunk your posts because that is the most activity on Facebook. That is the most people on Facebook. You're going to notice with your posting, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, they're not really bumping and lively. People are going out. People are doing things. So think about that too in your posting. Maybe you can show yourself going out on a Saturday night, or maybe you can get more on this personal track and show people those things and breadcrumb a little funny thing about Beachbody or whatever you want to do. So get smart in your posting because you want your strong stuff Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and probably Sunday night, because Sunday night should always be a coaching opportunity invite about what's changed you, what's shaped you, what's molded you. So some lines to spark curiosity are, I remember when there was a time when before coaching, I used to always think, I never thought. So I'll say them again. I remember when there was a time when before coaching, I used to always think, I never thought. Okay. I got my transcriber over here in the chat section if you guys want to see them. So those are some really key points. The other thing too, you guys, is when I'm stuck on something, and I'm not going to post this, but it's too late, but I'll do it tomorrow. So I have a picture of my pizza that I made, and I was like, God, I don't know, like, if I could do like a catchphrase or something. I literally can go onto Pinterest and type in funny pizza quotes. And the beginning of it is, no matter what happens to you, pizza will always be there for you through thick and thin and crust we trust. Love, Stacy. So it's funny, right? Get them with humor. Because if you get them with humor, it'll sink them in. Or if you need that sinking first liner, such as the ones that we just gave out tonight on the call, literally go to Pinterest and write in whatever you're going to talk about. Like for me, I had my pizza. I literally typed in funny pizza quote and just make that your first running sentence. And then that'll kind of help you flow with your creativity. That's something that's really, really, really valuable. So we did talk about, you guys, about the vision, right? And the vision boards. I do think those are really important vision boards that you guys really try to get to. Mine is over here up on the top part of that wall. So the top one, the top cork board, has all of my goals, and I have some pictures and things that I've gotten from Summit. And then on the bottom one, that's my my information for like my stats for 80-day obsession. In the middle is all my coaches and what their goals are, and then my goals and what my dreams are, right? So I write a lot of things out. And then over here, I have this jar. And every time that one of my vision board things come to life, I take it down and I put it in this jar, and then I put another vision back up. So then what I can see is on the days that I don't feel like my visions are working, I can look at this clear glass jar and I know that I'm doing things in a forward motion. And I think that's really important to visually see those goals that you're creating, because they're super important. Now, is this full? No, it has 3 things in there. But guess what? I'm really glad that I have started my jar. And what I'm really glad is that I can see there's something in there. So think of the things that might be creative for you to see those things. But I do think it's really important, you guys, to, you want to maintain credibility. It's really important to be credible. You have to make yourself credible. Whose group would you join? You have to think about that. Like, whose group would you join? Why would you join that person, right? Turn that around and ask yourself, why would somebody join my group? Why does somebody think that I'm awesome? What's making them come to my Facebook page every day? What is the value I'm presenting? And something that I think is very important is, you know, at least once a day posting even just your workout picture. Who cares if it's once a day? Because you know what that shows? You're consistent, or whatever, your food or something that's relatable to all of this, you know? And the lady that I signed up the other day, she said, you know, the reason why I finally reached out and said I'm ready is because I basically stalk your Facebook page and you're always showing up for yourself. And I admire that. So I trust you. So because of what my goals are to make sure I stay in shape and I get healthy, I just purposely put it out there. You are going to form a trust with somebody else because you're like, damn, she's on day 54. I've been watching her since day one. And guess what? They've probably been sitting on a couch, right? So you don't know who's you're stirring someone's fire. So get inspired by that. But also think too, you guys, if you're not getting in the right mindset for this business and this opportunity, you are doomed. You're doomed if you do not get your mind wrapped around why you're doing this. Look at your babies. Look at your boyfriend. Look at your husband. Look at your partner. Whoever, whatever you need to do, sit in silence. Find the vision, but write it down. Because if you don't write it down, it's like going to your other jobs. You're just going to not show up to your job. Of course you're going to go show up to your job. You're going to get fired. You won't get paid. What makes this any different? The problem is you're not going to get fired. You're just going to be working for no reason. So do it for you. You know what I mean? I think that's super important. And don't be fast. I think this is really good to write down, and you guys can put this like on your computer or whatever. Don't be fast. Be steadfast. Don't be fast. Be steadfast. Because if you're trying to go through this business and whip it and be fast and close to the punches, why? Why? Like people who do these crash diets, they lose all this weight so fast, and then what happens? They crash and they go right back, right? So slow and steady wins the race, but as long as you're still getting up every day and working your business hours or however you're doing it, be consistent on it. Get organized. I can see Cassandra has the same planner as I do. Rona, do you have it too? You do? Okay. Yep. So this is what's cool. Get freaking organized. Get organized, because if you're not organized, how can you be consistent? Get organized in it. And here's the thing. When you're scheduling every single day, what I learned in my webinar last night is you have to schedule yourself first and your family first. So when you see that, you're going to find your pockets. Okay. So the top of my day is yesterday I got up at 5. It was the first time I've ever gotten up at 5. I got up an hour earlier and I said, shut up and just do it, Stace. So I did it. And I plan my day. I'll just show you it. But visuals are so much better. This I learned from Melanie Mitro, and it's making me way more organized. So, okay, this is weird. I don't know if you guys can see this. Okay, so this is a lot, right? So for example, okay, so right here, all this pink stuff right here, don't mind my zit. Look how big it is on this. And look at that. I'm sorry. It's horrible. It's the worst zit I've ever had in my life. It's got a freaking heartbeat, and I'm so embarrassed by it, and that's all I see. Okay, so this right here, the squiggly lines, this is when I go to work, okay? So this is when I go to work. I'm staying with the free. This is when I go to work. The next thing I do up here is I say I wake up at 6, and now it's going to be 5, so I'm going to change it. So I'm going to wake up and I read, and then I go and I work out. So I have my blocks. That's all me. And then I had this open gap time right here. So this was open for a little bit, right? And then down here where I'm blocking my fingers off, that was open. And then this was like family time and like, cleaning up the kitchen and doing whatever I needed to do for house stuff. So make sure you're doing your family first, and like doctor's appointments and your personal development time and your workouts and, all of that stuff. And then schedule in where you see those pockets. For me, I take my computer to work. So if I don't have a client, I can hop on my laptop real quick and I set a timer for 25 minutes and I get all of my follow-ups done. I literally set a timer on my phone because if I don't, if someone says squirrel, I'm like, yep. And I look, because that's just the person I am. I go where the wind blows. My name was Spacey for a reason in school, and it's still true to this day. So set a timer for every task. On your messenger and your instant messenger and all that, those notifications, turn them off. Turn them off. Do not have them on. If you have a sticky tab and they still pop up on your screen, hide it. Tape the time, tape whatever so you don't see it, okay? The other things too are turn off your notifications, open one tab at a time. So don't have like 50,000 tabs open because it's way too much to look at. So for example, if you are, the top of the business activity tracker, it'll say, be proof the product works. So I literally I'll do my shake. I do all of me first. And then I literally go over here and I make sure I do my social media. And then I'll just open Facebook and I'll do my post. And then it'll say, okay, start 3 new conversations. So I'll open my Teamsy because that's where I keep track of all of my stuff for my business. And I open up 2 Facebook posts because one I keep one up so I can see their page. And the other one I go to my messenger page. So I keep it very simple. I don't want to see too much. Focus on one task at a time, slow it down, set a timer, and before you know it, you're going to be developing this rhythm and this stride and this focus. And listen, I'm not perfect. I'm not. Like, I can't tell you how many times John says to me, Stacey, you're up on that computer all the time. And I get it. Yes, I am. But I'm trying my best to figure this out. Like, I'm trying my best. So he knows that my intentions are good. And the other thing too is talk to your spouses about what you're doing because all they know is that you're on a computer, right? So it's really important to keep those lines of communication open. Tell them what you're doing. Like Sharona could say, hey, hon, guess what? I might be on the computer a little bit more. I might be doing trainings. I'm just giving you as an example. And I just want you to know that I'm trying to achieve Emerald, and it's really important to me. And my goal is to achieve Emerald by the end of March. Let me tell you what Emerald means so you know why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm doing it for our family. So they know. And then when you hit that goal, tell them your next goal. So then every time they see you on the computer, they know what you're going for. You're not just sitting there like scrolling Facebook and checking out what the heck's going on. So be open with that. And also too, you guys, and I'm going to start doing this, I'm scheduling date nights. I'm literally going to schedule them in this binder because there's only 24 hours in a day. We don't have any other hours. And I know that I told John, I'm addicted to this business. I am addicted. I'm addicted to it. I love helping people. So I have to learn to put it down. So it's really, really, really important. You guys can sync up your, if you do like Google Calendars, you can actually sync those up on your cell phones with your significant other so they can see your stuff. If you don't want to do that, then just do a simple text message or whatever you want to do, but make sure you're keeping the lines of communication really open because I think people will forget why you're doing it and what you're going for. Have strength in what you go for because what you're doing is you're growing the roots into the ground of your business so you can create that stability and that firmness. So when your business rocks or maybe it takes a big shift in momentum, that core foundation of you is not going to move. You have to stay very deep rooted. And that's something I actually learned 15 years ago in therapy. If you are not practicing being literally feeling yourself be the roots and into the ground, you can't stay sturdy during a storm, right? So literally, I had to sit down with my feet on the floor and I had to concentrate on literally feeling my feet go into the ground like roots. And it's actually a cool feeling. You should try it before you go to bed. It's awesome. It's a really cool technique. And I love, that was the first thing I learned in therapy. And I thought she was crazy, but here I am 15 years later doing it. So feel your roots because when you feel your roots, you know you're here, you know you're alive, you know you're worth something. And the last thing is take your why and set time to visualize it. So it's really important to write it down. Don't just go through the motions of getting your checklist done on your business, you guys. Feel your why. Reason why is this. If I go and I take just like maybe 10 minutes to look at other top leaders just to kind of see what they're doing for inspiration, I can feel their why. I can feel their why, even in the most mundane things. So connect with your why and don't worry about how long it takes. Connect to the why. All right. So again, I think the biggest things are make sure you turn off your notifications and open one screen at a time, and work by a timer, and then give yourself a reward. Literally give yourself a reward. I'm going to go to Starbucks on Friday if I maintain my strength and my business and my focus. Because if I get off focus, just like a student, you don't study, you don't learn, you don't succeed. Okay? So it's really that simple. So focus on the tasks. Become a master. Kind of like this, you guys, and we're going to end it here. Remember when you were in school and you were a student and you had your big exam, right? You had to spend time reading, preparing, taking your notes for that final exam at the end of high school, right? We had to learn the whole way through, and then we had that final exam, right? So if you're doing that, and if you're not studying the whole entire time and you're not practicing, you're going to bomb that exam. Don't bomb your exam for your dreams. Don't bomb it. Learn from everything. Nothing is a failure. Everything is a learning opportunity. Feel your pain. Move through your emotions. Take the time you need. But at the same time, too, when you're ready, feel up to it, express it, show it to the world. If you're afraid, do it anyways. Because guess what? Just like riding a bike, all of a sudden you get up and you ride. So do it anyways. I'm afraid of going to the doctor. I still got to show up, and I tell them, like, my blood pressure is going to be out of control. I still have to go. Why? Because we know it's good for me, right? This is good for you. Participating in every team call as much as you can. Staying with your vital behaviors. Showing people your truth. Connect to your why. You will never, ever go wrong in your business. All right? Have a great night. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to record it it is recording, and I will post it into all of everybody's team pages, okay? So remember, don't be fast. Be steadfast. All right? Sweet dreams, visualize some success, and write it down tonight. Okay? I love you guys. Good night.